Tom, imagine this. You walk into a room expecting our usual recording studio, but instead the lights are dim, the chairs are pushed to the walls, and right in the center of the room there is a wooden box with a giant paper label that says, "Solve to begin." Would you stay or would you run?
I would absolutely stay. That is the kind of thing I dream about. Finding someone invites me into a real puzzle. But Jessica, did you just describe exactly what happened to us 30 minutes ago?
I did. Story Orbit and listeners, when we walked in today, we found an actual box waiting for us. No idea who left it, no idea why it is here, but inside the box, we found a message saying, "Solve the grammar quest to unlock your episode." And since today's topic is grammar mysteries you must solve, we decided to make it our episode. So welcome everyone. This will be a full puzzle adventure with grammar hidden inside each clue.
And the best part is that every clue leads logically to the next. We already opened the first layer of the box, and the next thing inside is a sealed envelope. It says, Clue 1, the sentence that doesn't know itself.
Sounds mysterious but elegant. Tom, open it.
All right. The note inside says, a sentence can hide a secret when it forgets who it is talking about. Find the missing subject to move forward. And underneath that line, there is a sentence written like this. Could not open the door because was too heavy.
Ah, interesting. Listeners, think about what is wrong with that sentence. There is a missing piece. The clue says the sentence forgets who it is talking about. That means the subject is missing. A subject is the person or thing that performs the action. So the correct version should be, I could not open the door because it was too heavy. The sentence lost both subjects, I and it. Without them, meaning collapses.
And in the bottom corner of the card, there is a little code. When you correct the sentence, you reveal the number 2. That must unlock the second compartment inside the wooden box. Let's check. I see a drawer with a carved number 2. Opening. Oh, nice. Inside there is another card.
Read it.
It says, Clue 2, time reveals the order. Below it, there is a short story written with 2 actions. She entered the room. She had found the key earlier. And the instruction says, put the past in its place.
This is about past perfect. Listeners, this is one of the most common time sequencing tools in English. When we want to show that one action happened before another action in the past, we use past perfect. For example, she had found the key before she entered the room. When you reorder the sentences and use had found, it clarifies that finding the key happened first. Otherwise, the events sound confusing. And the card has a little arrow drawn at the bottom pointing to the letter K.
And look inside the drawer. There is a wooden block with a big letter K carved into it. Why K though?
Could be the next clue marker. Let's look at the side of the wooden box. I see a small dial with letters. If the clue gave us K, we should try turning the dial to K. Turning. Done. And the lid on the left just popped open.
Inside this new section, we have a scroll titled Clue 3, the question that questions itself. The scroll says, to progress, form the question that unlocks the truth. And under that, there is a sentence. You know the answer. And the hint says, turn it into the question that reveals doubt.
So, we need to form the question. Listeners, remember how question formation works in English? Usually you move the auxiliary verb in front. If there is no auxiliary, you add one. For example, you know the answer becomes, do you know the answer? And the scroll says, add uncertainty but keep meaning. That refers to the little shift in tone that happens when you turn a statement into a question. Now look at the bottom of the scroll. There is a tiny printed symbol, a question mark pointing right.
And if we follow the symbol, on the right side of the box there is a sliding panel. Opening it now. Inside there is a glass tile with the word before engraved on it.
So we salt order with past perfect. Now before appears. This must be our next clue. And look, there is a card under the glass tile. It says, Clue 4, time words hide directions. The hint says, the word before can signal more than time. Find the alternative meaning.
Ah, clever. Before is usually a time marker, like, before I left, I grabbed my keys. But it also appears in comparisons in more poetic or formal ways. For example, he put peace before pride, meaning he prioritized peace. Another use is, before you stands a challenge. That means physically in front of you. So the clue probably wants us to notice that before can also mean in front of.
The bottom of the card says, look in front of the box. So I guess we check the front panel. Aha, there is a drawer hidden below. Opening it now. Inside is a thin notebook titled Clue 5, The Modifier That Wanders.
Oh, I like this one already. Wandering modifier. That usually means misplaced modifier. Let's read. The page shows a sentence. Running quickly, the door opened in front of him. And the clue says something is running, but it is not the door. Fix the logic and find the number.
This is a classic error where the modifier, running quickly, accidentally describes the wrong subject. Doors do not run, so we must rewrite it logically. For example, running quickly, he opened the door. Or, he opened the door while running quickly. Fixing it removes the confusion. At the bottom of the page, there is a handwritten number 7.
And look at the notebook binding. There is a latch shaped like a 7. When I press it, the notebook opens to a secret second page. This page says, Clue 6, the word with 2 faces. And there's a single word printed, close. And the hint says, define me twice to proceed.
Ah, homographs. Words spelled the same but pronounced differently or meaning different things. Close can mean near, as in, the shop is close to my house. Or it can mean shut, as in, please close the door. Same spelling, 2 meanings. We need both definitions. And at the bottom of the page it says, whoa, meanings create 2 paths.
I guess it's a mistake to throw us off. Whoa will be 2. And look behind the notebook. There are 2 tunnels carved inside the box. One is labeled near and the other is labeled shut. Which one should we follow?
Let's choose near first. Sliding the little wooden tab inside the near tunnel, it leads to a tiny envelope. This one is labeled Clue 7, the hidden comparison. Inside, there is a sentence. She is more brave than smart. And the hint says, something is off. Make it natural.
This touches on the idea of comparison style. We usually say braver, not more brave. Comparative adjectives ending in one syllable usually take the form. So the natural version is, she is braver than smart. A bit odd in meaning, but grammatically correct. And below the corrected sentence, there's a phrase. The shortest path is not the true one.
That probably means we chose the wrong tunnel. So let's go back and follow the shut tunnel. Sliding the wooden tab for the second tunnel, inside there is a small wooden cube engraved with the word open.
The cube flips open to reveal. Clue 8, the silent guide. This clue says a silent letter hides a noise. Find the word where silence changes direction. And below that sentence is the word right.
Silent W at the beginning. And when you remove the W, you get the direction word, ride. No, that is a different meaning. But maybe the clue wants us to think of the homophone right. Right and right sound the same, but right is a direction. So the silent letter leads to the direction right. Look at the side of the box. There is a small lever that can turn left or right. Let's turn it right.
Done. And something clicked. The top compartment just unlocked. Inside we have a folded sheet titled Clue 9, Conditional Thinking. The sheet has 3 sentences, but only one is grammatically correct. And we must choose the right one to proceed. The sentences are, if I would see her, I would say hello. If I saw her, I would say hello. If I see her, I would say hello.
Listeners, think. For hypothetical present or future situations, we use the second conditional. If I saw her, I would say hello. The first sentence is wrong because we cannot use would in the if clause. The third mixes 2 types. So the correct sentence is the middle one. And the instruction says, circle the right one to find the hidden word. Under the correct sentence, the word hello is engraved.
And below hello, there's a little line that says, greet the final lock.
That means, say hello to the lock? Maybe literally. Look at the front of the wooden box. There is a lock shaped like a speech bubble. I am going to say hello, and the lock just clicked open.
That is actually amazing. Inside is Clue 10, the final pattern. This clue ties everything together. The card says, the answers you found were subjects, order, questions, time words, modifiers, double meanings, silent letters, and conditionals. Arrange the first letters of each concept.
Subjects, order, questions, time words, modifiers, double meanings, silent letters, conditionals. That gives us SOQTMD, That looks like nonsense. But wait, the card says rearrange the pattern to form the final message.
And underneath, lightly printed, is the phrase, solve me twice. Maybe we must reorder them alphabetically. That will give CDM, OQ, SST.
Still nonsense. But maybe each letter stands for the initial of a clue word we solved. Subjects gave us I, order gave us K, questions gave us DO, time words gave us B4, modifiers gave us H, double meanings gave us close, silent letters gave us right, conditionals gave us hate low.
And if you take the first letter of each of those solutions, you get IKDB, HCRH. Also strange, but the card says, solve me twice, which probably means we should interpret again. Let's look at the meanings, not the letters. For example, I means identity. K could mean key, DO is action, B4 is sequence, E is pronoun. Close is proximity or ending. Right is direction. Hello is communication.
And look at the bottom of the card. It says the final message comes when identity meets direction. So maybe I and right. Put them together and you get I right. That looks like I right.
And if you read it naturally, the message becomes I right. The idea is that grammar lets you write clearly. And when you follow identity and direction, you reach clarity. And the panel beneath the card says, speak the final truth.
I write with clarity. The moment I say that, the wooden box fully unlocks. That is our finished quest.
And that is the perfect metaphor for grammar. It is not about rules to memorize. It is about finding the path that gives meaning direction. Without clarity, writing gets lost.
Before we wrap up, listeners, let's gently review what we discovered in this escape room. We saw how missing subjects confuse meaning. We learned how past perfect clarifies order. We formed questions using auxiliary verbs. We saw how time words like before can guide interpretation. We fixed a misplaced modifier. We handled a word with multiple meanings. We followed a silent letter to a direction. And we used conditional logic to choose the correct structure.
And now your mission. In the comments, write one clear sentence using any of the grammar ideas we explored. Maybe use past perfect, or fix a modifier, or create a small riddle with a silent letter.
Thank you for joining us today on Story Orbit N. This mystery was one of my favorites.
Mine too. And now that we solved the quest, we can finally start our next episode. But that is for next time.
Until then, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep writing with clarity. Bye!